Okay, so welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a look at something I'm sure a lot of you out there have at least thought about, maybe even are currently doing,
Yeah.
the world of blogging.
Mm-hmm.
You shared a really interesting blog post from a blogger Fanuc
Right.
by Anoop Ain with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes to the core of this question of what is a blogger's passion
Yeah.
and how does that connect to success?
Right.
Our mission here is to really just break this down and see what resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're thinking about starting a blog, maybe you have one, or you're just interested in content creation online.
Yeah, I think what's cool about this piece is it doesn't just give you that surface level view of blogging.
Right.
It goes into those initial motivations and those first steps to setting up shop online.
Yeah.
And then it really dives into how this can become a viable, even profitable endeavor.
Right.
And so what stood out to me right away was how the author's concept of passion for blogging,
Yeah.
it isn't static, it evolves.
Right.
It goes from that personal interest to a more strategic drive focused on connecting with and serving an audience.
Yeah, that's a great point to highlight right off the bat. And for you, as someone who loves to really get into complex topics efficiently,
Yeah.
we are aiming to provide some really actionable insights drawn directly from Anoop Ain's perspective here.
Absolutely.
And we'll be focusing on some potentially unexpected angles in really exploring this core question.
Right.
What does it actually mean to be a passionate and effective blogger in 2025?
Yeah.
According to this source.
Right.
Okay, so let's dive into this idea of a blogger's passion.
Okay.
Initially, the blog post frames it as just that inherent joy of writing and putting your thoughts out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes apparent pretty quickly that it's a lot more than just creating content.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, the author makes it clear that a huge part of this blogger's passion is the journey
Right.
of finding your audience and connecting with them.
Yeah.
It's sharing those thoughts and having them resonate with other people.
Yeah.
And this leads to what I think is a key argument in the blog post. The need to choose a niche.
This really stuck out to me as a vital point.
Yeah.
And he uses a really great analogy here comparing it to medicine. You know, you wouldn't go to a general practitioner if you had a serious dental issue.
Right.
You would go to a dentist,
Yeah.
maybe even an oral surgeon, a specialist.
Absolutely.
And he's saying the online world operates in a very similar way
Yeah.
to stand out and to really become a go-to source.
Right.
You need to carve out a specific niche for your blogging.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to put it. By zeroing in on a specific subject area, you can develop that deeper knowledge and cater to those specific interests.
Right.
And that targeted approach leads to much more relevant and valuable content.
Yeah.
Now, for those just starting out, the article lays out some initial questions and steps.
Yeah.
What did you find particularly interesting there?
Well, it starts with some self-reflection. You know,
Yeah.
who are you trying to reach?
Right.
What information do they need or want?
Exactly.
What problems can I help solve? And most importantly, what topics do you have the knowledge and interest in
Yeah.
to actually consistently create content about? From there, he outlines the basics. Choose a free platform like blogger.com or wordpress.com.
Right.
Get started, identify your core topic, commit to writing high-quality, relevant content.
Right.
And when we say high quality, we mean content that really answers questions,
Yeah.
is well-researched, is engaging,
Right.
write compelling titles, subheadings, meta descriptions, all these things that help people find your work through search.
Yeah.
And then the very important step of publishing and getting indexed by Google.
Absolutely.
So it's a pretty clear roadmap at the beginning.
It is, and it highlights how easy it is to get started with blogging.
Yeah.
From a technical standpoint,
Right.
you don't need a huge investment
Yeah.
to get your voice heard online.
Right.
The blog post also addresses a question that a lot of people might have.
Yeah.
Could your personal life be the focus of your blogging?
Right.
What was his take on that?
Yeah, it was interesting. He said yes, but
Mm-hmm.
with a really important condition.
Okay.
He says, sharing your life experiences through blogging becomes valuable
Right.
if it offers something to their readers.
Right.
So if it helps them navigate their own challenges, find solutions.
Yeah.
It's not just about a personal diary online.
Yeah.
It's about taking those experiences and turning them into lessons and insights.
Mm.
And he even goes on to say you could explore imaginative ideas or things that could potentially be scientifically supported one day.
Okay.
The key is that you're providing value to the audience,
Right.
even if it's not necessarily based on established facts
Yeah,
in the present.
that's a key distinction.
Yeah.
Shifting it away from self-expression and towards that impact on the reader.
Right.
Which brings us to a big question.
Yeah.
Can blogging still be profitable in 2025?
Right.
According to this blog post.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note that the author's initial drive wasn't financial.
Okay.
It was actually the interaction,
Right.
the engagement,
Mm-hmm.
seeing people actually read and comment and share the posts.
Okay.
But he does emphasize that the key to profitability is consistently creating good quality and relevant content.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about creating that content for people who are actively searching for information online through Google. So if you prioritize that value for those searchers,
Right.
it's implied that the profitability will follow.
Yeah, and this really connects back to that idea of choosing a niche.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The author specifically says you can't just blog generally and expect to gain any traction.
Right.
Having that niche is key.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing to point out for people.
Yeah.
Because a niche isn't just picking a broad topic like travel.
Right.
It's about finding your specific angle within that space.
Yeah.
So maybe it's budget travel for families with young children, or maybe it's luxury adventure travel in Southeast Asia.
Right.
It's about knowing who you're talking to and what their specific needs are, or maybe even finding an area that is underserved.
Yeah.
And carving out your own niche.
Right.
And I love that medical specialization analogy because it brings home the idea of being an expert
Absolutely.
in not specific area.
Yeah.
The blog post also touches on the practicalities of launching a blog, specifically domain names and web hosting.
Right.
What were his recommendations in that area? Well, he suggests starting with free options,
Okay.
things like Blogspot and WordPress.com,
Right.
as a way to kind of test the waters.
Yeah.
See if you really like it, if it fits your skills.
Right.
But he does say, for those who are serious about building a more professional presence online, you should consider a paid host like Hostinger,
Okay.
which he highlights as being very user-friendly and relatively affordable,
Right.
especially for beginners.
Yeah.
He even mentioned a potential referral code for a discount,
Right.
which is a practical tip for anyone who's really ready to kind of take that next step.
It's great advice acknowledging those free and paid options
Right.
for different levels
Yeah.
of experience and commitment. Now, the blog post then transitions into this idea of blogging as a career.
Right.
What was his perspective on that?
Well, he presented a very optimistic view of blogging as a career path.
Okay.
He argues that if you can develop expertise in a subject and provide valuable, helpful information to others
Right.
through your writing,
Yeah.
you can absolutely generate income and build a career around it.
Right.
So it all goes back to that value exchange,
Right.
becoming a trusted source of knowledge for a specific audience.
So how does he actually envision bloggers making money?
Yeah.
What are the monetization strategies that he lists?
Well, the primary focus, as we've discussed, is
Yeah.
on creating that high-quality content that draws readers in.
Right.
So once you have an audience,
Yeah.
he outlines several monetization methods.
Okay.
You can display ads on your blog. You can leverage affiliate marketing,
Right.
recommending products or services for a commission.
Yeah.
You could sell your own digital products like ebooks or courses.
Right.
You can offer memberships or subscriptions for exclusive content, or even provide coaching or consulting services
Right.
based on your expertise.
Yeah.
But the overall message is work first, monetization follows.
Right.
So you need to have that foundation of content and audience before you start making money.
That's so key.
Yeah.
It sets realistic expectations.
Right.
And it emphasizes that long-term approach.
Yeah.
As opposed to quick riches.
Right.
Now, he also touches on what makes a successful blogger. How does he define success?
Success in this context is about increasing the number of views your blog gets.
Okay.
And ultimately making money.
Yeah.
But he emphasizes that it's not going to happen overnight. You need patience, consistent effort,
Yeah.
and a long-term strategy for improving your visibility on Google.
Right.
Now, many people might be wondering about the experience factor.
Yeah.
Do you need to be an established expert to start blogging?
Right.
What's his take on that? Interestingly, he has a very practical perspective.
Okay.
He says, how do you gain experience if you don't start doing the work?
Right.
So the blog itself becomes the platform for you to gain that experience. So as you write and you share your knowledge,
Right.
not only are you developing your writing skills,
Yeah.
but you're building a portfolio that you can then show to potential clients or collaborators.
So basically, the act of blogging itself is how you gain experience.
Exactly. So if you want to be a freelance content writer, for example,
Yeah.
what better way to show your capabilities
Right.
than by maintaining a blog, showing off your writing and your knowledge about a certain subject?
It proves your skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He then talks about how blogging can be good for businesses,
Right.
not just individual passion projects.
Yeah.
What are the advantages here? He makes a really clear comparison between a traditional brick-and-mortar store and the need for an online presence,
Right.
including a blog or a website. So the idea is that people are increasingly going to the internet to find information
Absolutely.
and solutions to their problems.
Yeah.
So a blog lets businesses give detailed info about their products or services,
Right.
address customer pain points,
Yeah.
and really remain accessible outside of those physical operating hours.
Right.
He lists several benefits for businesses expanding audience reach, establishing yourself as a thought leader and authority in your industry,
Absolutely.
improving your SEO,
Yeah.
fostering deeper engagement with your customers, showcasing the passion behind your brand,
Right.
building connections,
Yeah.
creating long-lasting value through content, and even developing internal expertise.
It makes blogging seem like a crucial tool for growth,
Right.
not just an extra marketing strategy.
Yeah, and this leads into the idea that a big part of a blogger's passion is solving customer problems,
Right.
especially in the context of business.
Yeah, and he argues that passionate blogging that focuses on those relevant topics can really help any business grow
Yeah.
by communicating what they offer and reaching more people.
Yeah, and he also stresses the importance of social media
Right.
as a way to build trust and provide consistent value.
Yeah.
What specific advice does he offer when it comes to building that online presence? He emphasizes the importance of a unique and memorable business name and a strong bio or intro on your social media.
Right.
That first impression is everything. You want to be clear about what you offer. And he shares examples of updating his own Facebook and LinkedIn profiles
Okay.
to better reflect his message
Yeah.
and his expertise.
So social media plays a similar role to blogging
Yeah.
as a platform to position yourself as a solution provider
Right.
for your target customers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether it's in-depth blog posts or short updates, the goal is to connect with people
Right.
who are looking for what you provide
Yeah.
and establish yourself as that reliable source.
He even addresses marketing in industries that rely on word of mouth.
Yeah.
What's his argument there?
Even in those sectors, he still thinks having an online presence is crucial. Whether it's a website or active social media,
Right.
it lets businesses go beyond those local referrals
Yeah.
and helps potential customers find them online.
Even if they heard about them through a friend.
Exactly.
Now, the author, Anoop N., he brings in his own experience. How does he present himself?
Well, he positions himself as a passionate blogger who's dedicated to creating valuable content
Okay.
and helping businesses grow their reach by using effective writing and online strategies.
So he's demonstrating his passion and expertise.
Exactly.
Okay. And in the end, he gives a really clear summary of his beliefs
Yeah.
about the passion behind blogging.
He basically says that anyone with a passion for writing and sharing knowledge should just go for it.
Right.
Blog about the things they know.
Yeah.
And his final thought is really powerful.
Yeah.
He says, just blogging is the right approach to fulfilling our dreams by providing solutions to our thoughts.
Right.
Which really brings it back to that idea of sharing expertise and helping others.
Absolutely.
So, listener, what we've learned from this deep dive into Anoop Bain's blog post is that for him, a blogger's passion is multifaceted.
Right.
It starts with a love of writing and sharing ideas.
Yeah.
But it quickly becomes about finding a niche, understanding your audience's needs,
Right.
and ultimately providing value and solutions.
Absolutely.
So for you, this means that just being interested in a topic might not be enough.
Right.
The key is to think about how your knowledge can connect with and help other people.
And this post leaves us with a really interesting thought.
Yeah.
It says, just blogging is the right approach to fulfilling our dreams by providing solutions to our thoughts. So think about your own interests,
Yeah.
your areas of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of solutions could you offer
Right.
by sharing your knowledge online?
Yeah.
And how could that passion, combined with a sense of purpose, align with your aspirations?
Yeah.
This blog post is a great starting point for really understanding the motivations and strategies of successful blogging in our world today.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Okay?
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Yeah, this is fun.
into the world of blogging and a blogger's passion.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
All right, see ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.